Well, hello everyone, and welcome back to what is today going to be us having a look at a bit more of a breakdown of the Arcana Invoker class, which is going to be this brand new darkon one, which we're going to be able to get on the 26th of April. So you've only got about a week or two to prepare for this as much as you can in whatever way, shape or form that may be. We're going to have a look at the breakdown of the skills. We're also going to be seeing ways of how we're going to be able to obtain the class. So let us begin with how we will be obtaining this. So if you are at least level 80, Arcana Invoker can be unlocked by obtaining 22 different Arcana related items and turning in their respective quests. There are two ways to obtain these. One, create each one in a merge shop using new and existing items, or two, yes, you will be able to use Darkon and King Drago insignias for Arcana's debris, which can then be used to create the Arcana items. Each Arcana's debris will cost either one Darkon or one King Drago insignia, so essentially that's going to be what, 40 of each if my maths is right? I don't know, but you're going to need 80 in total to obtain the class, so it could take a little while, which if you have no insignias I presume is about 8 weeks, but it's worth mentioning that the farming methods aren't mutually exclusive. If you want to get some of the Arcana items through merge shop farming, but others with Arcana's debris, you can go right ahead and do that. And some of you will have been just doing your dailies and weeklies for absolutely ages anyway, and you can buy the class on release. Okay, so let us look at Arcana Invoker details. Arcana Invoker is an endgame 2-target farming and DPS class that revolves around summoning all 22 aspects of the Arcana, starting with the Fall, then ending with the Weld. Unlike other classes, Arcana Invoker is acquired at rank 5. The reason for that is the passives, but we'll show you those in a little bit and how the skill mechanics work. As a result, it has no rank 4 passives in the traditional sense, but its rank 10 passive provides more effects than the average one to make up for it. Your recommended enhancement for this is going to be Wizard, and its stat model is an offensive caster. The mana regen, the Arcana Invoker regains 50 mana when they strike a target with Arcana Invocation. So the first skill is called like Anagenesis. I really don't know how I'm meant to be saying that, but it's going to target 2 targets. Deliver a strike with your Blade of Flesh, deals physical damage based on your power, a fairly standard auto attack, but this one does hit 2 targets, so that's quite cool for an auto attack. The beginning and the end, so this one max targets 1 magic damage, and you can see it's going to cost you 0 mana with a 5-second cooldown. Begin the cycle by summoning the Fall, increasing your damage resistance by 80% for 45 seconds. That's going to be really crucial because much like how Darkon reduces his damage resistance, this class is also going to be doing that to you as you go through using it. If your judgment is active, instead summon the Weld for 22 seconds, changing the effects of your other skills. If the Weld is active, instead deals damage based on your stacks of End of the World. Using this skill while judgment isn't active will reset the cycle, can't miss. Then we have Arcana Invocation. So this one max targets just the one, and the mana cost is minus 1.5 with a 3-second cooldown. If the Fall is present, summon an Arcana. Arcana are summoned in a set order, with each one granting you a new effect and the effects of all previously summoned Arcana. Each time an Arcana is summoned, your damage resistance is reduced by 4%. If the Weld is active, instead deals increased damage and applies 2 stacks of End of the World. Stacks of 22, recovers 50 mana on hit and can't miss. You'll see all these effects in a minute when we look at the passives, and it will start to make a lot more sense, but just hold on, we'll get to those in a little bit. We then have Arcana Revocation. So this one is going to be targeting 2 enemies. Mana cost is 40 with a 3-second cooldown. Channel a magical attack through your Arcana, applying a reverse effect to your target based on your currently summoned Arcana. All effects last 15 seconds unless otherwise specified. If the Weld is active, applies the Weld (brackets reversed) for 5 seconds, applying all reverse stat debuffs at half potency. Then we have one with the cycle. So this one is your final one, and it is going to be fully magic damage for 2 targets, 0 mana cost but a 9-second cooldown. The Fall's power surges from within you, deals more damage the longer the Fall has been summoned. If the Weld is active, instead applies Erasure, a massive damage over time for 5 seconds. I hope this is the biggest nuke humanly possible, the amount of times Darkon has wiped us in the old days when we were first trying out how to figure beating that ultra battle. But we'll see. This class seems incredibly exciting, and I'm really looking forward to getting our hands on it and giving it a go. However, due to me being really forgetful and not doing my dailies properly, we will potentially take a little bit longer to get our hands on it. But we'll see how it all goes and what the other requirements are, because we've got some insignias, but I'm going to be needing a few more to shortcut it that way. Anyway, now let us talk about the passives, because the passives on this are really important. This one here, the Arcana rank needed 4, although we don't have rank 4 passives, so really weird the way they've worded all of this, but as you can see, it is going to apply the following effects when using Arcana Invocation. To refresh your memory, that is the rank 2 skill on the class. Whenever you use that, this is how you're going to be getting those extra effects that we spoke about. It says about how Arcana are summoned in a set order, whether that means one at a time, I don't know, till this plays out, or literally going through the list of these passives top to bottom. That could make sense, but we'll just have to see how it actually does work when it releases. Similarly, we have the Arcana Reverse, which is the other way of doing all of these effects, and as you can see, these are the stats that you will be getting. I will leave this on screen just for a moment so you can quickly glance your eyes over it. You do also get a rank 10 passive, Arcana's Blessing, which will be haste, hit chance, and crit chance increased by 22%. The final thing for us to read up on is this conclusion. So, much like Darkon, your goal as an Arcana Invoker is to complete the cycle by summoning the world. To assist you in this are the other 20 Arcana, starting with the Fool, which grants you a massive defense buff, then the next 19 Arcana, which grant you a few new buffs when summoned, but weaken the power of the Fool's defense buff. The core gameplay of the class revolves around using Arcana Invocation as frequently as possible, while also using Arcana Revocation to apply specific debuffs, and one with the cycle to deal damage to your opponents. Once you've reached Judgment, you can summon the world, greatly enhancing the power of your skills for a short time. This class has got what sounds like so much potential to potentially be really OP, and who knows when you go into the final kind of nuke mode how this is going to play out. Really excited to get hands on it, as we said earlier, and give this class a go. I will of course do a guide on how you can obtain this when it finally releases and we can see the other methods other than insignias. Anyway folks, as always, thank you very much for watching. Sorry this one was literally just me talking at you, although most videos are me talking at you, but this was literally just reading and talking at you for a solid 6 or 7 minutes of your life. So hopefully you found it interesting just to read up on and have some reading out design notes to you, and then I'll be back for another one incredibly soon. Please do leave the video a like, subscribe if you feel like it, and of course, as always, have a lovely day.